Hey, what's up, guys? What's up, guys? I jumped on early, as you can see. I saw that you guys were already in here, so we'll see who else is on. Hey, what's up, Zero Point? What's up, the Hangman? Nice to see you guys in here. We're chilling. We're chilling. I think it's gonna rain tonight. It's nice and cool. And there's like a breeze, like a cool breeze. It's overcast. It's been hot all day. It's been humid, so I'm assuming that it's probably gonna rain, man. Hey, what's up, brother? Just chilling, man. I don't know how long we're gonna last. I mean, it's Thursday. I still gotta work tomorrow, but I can kick it. Hey, what's up, Jimmy? Good to see you, brother. Hey, what's up? Saludos, paisano. What's up? What's up? Hey, what's up, Popeye? Nice to see you, man. Thanks for all your support, guys. Little White Ferret in the house. Nice to see you. Hey, gracias por el comentario. Hey, no, thank you, man. Thank you, guys. That's right. That's right. Little White Ferret in the house. So, nice interview with Chill. Hey, man. Thank you. So, I hope I can get some more. you know, um, I want to be honest with you guys. Hey, what's up, Missy? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. I'm in my this is like my laundry room, just so you guys know. Like, cause I'm gonna be talking, I don't want to be in the living room or in my room making too much noise. So I came out to the laundry room. It's much better. I can talk and be a little bit louder than normal. Hey, Thursday night, yeah, man, we're night owling, bro. We're night owling. Like I told you guys, like, look, I work graveyard down here for like the first time I worked like 3 years straight, and then like 2.5 years straight. So Soldier Vibe, dude, I gotta ask, how much better are the pupusas? And it depends, bro. It depends where you go. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not good. It's like everywhere, bro. All right, so yeah, so I want more interviews, obviously, guys. If you can hear me clearly, let me know. Can you guys put a one? If you guys can hear me clearly, please put a one in the chat. Because I'm a little bit yeah, JM805. What's up, JM805? If you guys can hear me, please put a one. All is well. Okay, all right, cool. Hey, thank you, little white ferret. Hey, God bless you, little white ferret, for your donation. You don't have to, you don't have to, right? Thank you guys so much for supporting my channel. So, anyways, I want more interviews. Okay, but I think that it'll all come with time. It'll all come with time. I do think that people realize that I do have credibility. I would hope that people would think that people would know that I'm a credible source. Now, I may make mistakes. I'm not like a shout out, like, for example, to Sooners. Shout out to Sooners. Shout out to all the people that really do the deep dives and get paperwork and all of that stuff. Shout out to them. I'm a facts guy, but I don't have time to go digging. I don't have time and I don't have the resources. Like, I'm not going to pay to go digging in the crates, looking for people's paperwork. Look, and I'm going to be very, very honest with you guys. I mean, that's like the farthest thing from my mind. I think that everybody demonstrates who they are constantly with the moves that they make online, straight up, right? Like, how you move online, how you move in general, pretty much demonstrates who you are as a person. That's what I believe. I don't know if you guys agree with me, but it all comes down to that saying, right? Actions speak louder than words. So for me, it's like, if you're acting shady and you're doing shady shit, I don't care what you come and tell me, like, as an excuse, you're still a shady ass motherfucker. Hey, what's up, Johnny? Hey, saludos, paisano. Hey, saludos to you, man. And hey, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. I want to see it grow. I'm gonna be honest. I want to see it grow. um, Please like this video. Please, if you haven't already hit the like, please like the video. I see there are 14 people watching. Hopefully, we can get some more. But yeah, so I wanted to jump on just because today I put out a video, guys. I hope I think the majority of you that are in here saw it already. Feed the algo. Yeah, we got to feed the algo, bro. That's what I got to do as well. I'm serious about, like, if I get into something, I'm serious about it. Like, I've been serious about monetizing on YouTube. That's why I'm doing what I got to do. To me, it's like, I used to put in hours, at something that I didn't like to do just to make money. I kind of like what I'm doing with YouTube, and if I can make money off it, I'll put the work in. Like, I have no problem. I'm not lazy. That's one thing you guys got to know about me. I'm not lazy. I'm always going to be the first one to put my foot forward in any type of situation. I like to be the first one up. I'm not saying I'm the bravest. I'm not saying that I'm the strongest. None of that. But I like to face my adversity head on. I don't like to dilly dally. It's like, if it's gonna come, I might as well face it. I might as well like approach it myself and just be like, "Fuck it, let's get it over with." Where did you live at in the States? San Fernando Valley, bro. Van Nuys to be exact. Yeah, yeah. Nice to see you guys. You're editing. Hey, thank you, man. It's trial by error. It's trial by error, honestly. Let's see. I think you milk Dubs and Gunner enough. The views are taking. I don't think you understand how this works, blockchain. This doesn't work the way you think it works. Hey, what's up, Hayes One? Nice to see you. Machete, nice to see you. Thank you so much. Hey, thank you, man. Thank you guys for all your support. Hey, yeah, hey, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. And once again, Little White Fair, thank you so much for the donation. Just thank you. Thank you all for supporting me. So yeah, once again, so today I put out a video. It's an old video. I mean, really, it's an old video. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can find the original. We're gonna look at the original, guys. You guys can see my edited version, right? It's there for you guys to watch. But I want us to go to the original video. Okay, let's go to the original video where I got today's content from. Let me just give me a second, because when I do these videos, guys, if you notice, I use a lot of like different clippings, whatever. Let's see. Give me a second, guys. Oh, here we go. Give me a second, guys. Let me set this up real quick. We're going to talk about it. The video that I put up, it's like maybe 90% of the complete video that Joker put out. I think I only cut out a few minutes of it, but I'm going to say 90%. I think it was less than. I think it was more. Like, I think you probably got 95, 97% of the video that Joker put out in my video. Okay, I did take some things out. For example, the intro, things like that. But we're going to watch it together. Okay, if you guys don't mind, we're going to watch it together. Let me just go check these. You see, oh, okay, cool. I had fam down in Norwalk, Inglewood, and Ceci. I grew up in San Francisco. All right, cool, man. I have family up there by San Jose, bro, and I used to go to Fisherman's Wharf like like once every 2 years. Go ahead. Okay, there's a set of money. Do you want to use the bathroom or something? Okay, just give me a second, guys. Give me a second, please. All right, my son came in. He came in just. Hello, everyone. Hey, what's up, Helga? You didn't miss. I'm just starting, to be honest with you. Yeah, I'm just starting, Helga. Nice to see you. Hey, we got to talk about that audio. I like it, but I got to talk to you about it. So, yeah, stay tuned for that. I joined it because I wanted to, not because I know Little White Ferret, but I give my props to you, and thank you so much for that. Helga, just getting started. Yeah, we're just getting started, Helga. We're just getting started. I was catching up on the. Nice to see you. Hey, nice to see you. All right, cry for us, Tika. Show the world yourself. I'm gonna leave your comment up for a while because if I decide to cry, it'll be because of this comment. All right, so okay, let me go ahead and set this up. We're gonna watch the video, the original video. Okay, we're gonna watch the original video where I got my content from. Give me a second, guys. Let me set it up. Okay, here we go. Okay. Let me lower the volume. No, I know what I'll do. Give me a second, guys. Okay. All right, let me put it up. Okay, so you guys can see it, right? You guys can see it. Well, Brock, that turd. Nah, leave him there, bro. We're gonna leave him there. So, okay, so this is the original video, okay? And if you see, it says, "Welcome to the Dubs show." This is when Dubs was like starting off. Okay, this is when Dubs was starting off. This is when he was still making videos for this. I think this was even before he was making videos in his car, to be honest with you guys, if I'm not mistaken. Hey, what's up, Mr. Oxnard? Saludos to you. Thank you so much. Hey, what's up, youngster? Nice to see you. All right, so this is the original video from where I took today's content. The video that I made is based off of this video. So I want us to look at it. I want us to watch it. I want you guys to see all of it, right, in its purest form, in its uncut form. So yeah, so here we got skinny ass Johnny. So Johnny's really thin in this video, guys. This was in 2019. Okay, this was 7 years ago. August 31st, 2019.
All right, what's cracking, everybody? So, I woke up this morning and, I have the YouTube, regular YouTube app, and then I have the, YouTube Studios app or whatever, and that usually shows me the analytics of the videos and all that stuff, right? And it'll show me like the 3 newest comments.
All right, so let me pause right there and let me just read this. Oxnard, yeah. So let's see, 0 point back in BC, baby crease era. Yeah, man. So this is what Johnny looked like. This was like probably like a year or two after he got released. I'm thinking 2 years. This is 2 years after he got released. This is what he looked like. Okay, he still hadn't gained the weight that we see now, and obviously he's bloated now. Because he's drinking a lot, and let's be honest, he's not healthy. Right? He's not healthy. So this is what Johnny Ratas would look like if he led a healthy lifestyle. Hey, what's up, Exposed Tube? Hey, nice to see you, man. We're watching the original video that I used for my video today, man. We're gonna break it down a little bit. All right, so hey, shout out to ET, man. Thank you for supporting all the time, bro. We're all in here. We all came together because of your platform, bro. So shout out to you, man. Shout out to you, and thanks to everybody that supports me and watches my stuff. That I want to do this because I want to break this down with you guys. And if you have any comments, like you guys already know, put it in the comments, right? Put your opinion in the comment section. If it's worthy to be read out loud and to be talked about, I will do so. Some stuff I'm not going to get to, but if there's something directly associated with what we're watching, I most likely will read it and we'll probably talk about it a little bit. All right. So This video is called, okay, just so you guys know, this video is called, let me just check. Hold on. I don't think I can see. Oh, yeah, I can see it like this. It's called Dubs Responds to Troll. Okay, that's the name of the video. This happened 6 years ago. It was August 31st, 2019. I mean, it was 7 years ago. I'm sorry. But in August 31st. So it was less than 7 years ago, but almost 7 years ago when this video took place. I'm going to put it right from the beginning again. All right. So look, even the intro is old school by today's standards of what Dubs is doing now.
All right, what's cracking, everybody? So, I woke up this morning and, I have the YouTube, regular YouTube app, and then I have the.
Hey, thanks so much for your donation, Looney. Hey, shout out to you, brother. May God bless you for your donation. May you multiply, man. Thank you so much for your support. That's right. Triple OTX is in the house as well. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for your support. And Little White Ferret, you too. May God bless you. May God multiply it. Thank you so much, guys. Old ass teenager, stupid ass mentality, was still pretending to be in good sense. Yeah. As a matter of fact, if you guys go to like these first videos, there are dudes in the comments section asking him about other guys that are supposedly trash, right? And Johnny ignores them. Like he does not answer any of it. Now he would answer, but back then he wasn't answering none of that. All right, very good. So let's continue. Give me a second.
Like, I don't know, YouTube Studios app or whatever, and that usually shows me the analytics of the videos and all that stuff, right? And it'll show me like the 3 newest comments. And so one of the comments, the most recent one when I opened it up this morning, was by a dude named Steve Bernal, right? And you guys know I don't usually ever respond to these trolls.
Okay, so listen to how humble this guy sounds, right? This is the Johnny Ratas that I remember watching but he had already gained some weight. Like this is really skinny. He's skinny right here. Okay, but I'm assuming that this is probably what he looked like when he was locked up, because this was 2 years afterwards. I think he was still kind of hustling, like getting his life together, so he hadn't put on too much weight. Do we still celebrate Fiestas de Agosto? Yeah, we still do, bro. We still do. Exposure. Hey, yeah. So, so this is Johnny the way he probably was towards the last years of his incarceration. This is what he looked like. Let's continue.
But this one needed to be addressed. So I want to address you, Steve.
Okay, so he's addressing a troll, okay, and he's going to read what the troll wrote. So he's calling him out by name. Johnny Ratas wrote his name down, wrote the comment down, got on the live, and called him out with the note in his hand. Let's watch from here. Hold on.
Opened it up this morning. Was by a dude named Steve Bernal, right? And you guys know I don't usually ever respond to these trolls. But this one needed to be addressed. So
okay, so he needed to be addressed. So out of all the trolls, because by now Johnny's got trolls. Which is kind of what happened to me. To me, it was surprising that I had trolls and I wasn't even monetized. I had trolls at 300 subscribers. I had trolls at 300 subscribers. I already had trolls. Johnny right here already has trolls. I think he had already reached the 1,000. He had already passed like 1,000 subscribers here, but he was just starting. Look at his hair. Look, he has like a little less fade going on. He's still wearing these grandpa glasses. Like, I don't even wear glasses like this. You know, he hasn't used any of the beard dye. It's still all natural, all natural. And he's skinny as fuck. Look at Oh man. All right. So yeah, let's continue, guys.
I want to address you, Steve. I want to read your comment first. Okay, you said, and it was written all whack, but this is what you were saying. You must be in the Marines to tell war stories, not prison. Prison ain't nothing.
Okay, let's hear that again. This is what his troll wrote him.
Saying, you must be in the Marines to tell war stories, not prison. Prison ain't nothing.
Oh man, and that hurt Johnny to the core. It hurt Johnny to the core. Okay, because he needed to come out here with note in hand. He wrote a note. He wrote a note to him. So okay, I'm gonna write this comment down with the guy's name, and I'm gonna make a live on this. I want to make an example out of this guy. Hey, what's up, YouTube resident? Did he say I want to address you, Steve? No, he wanted to address him, but you know, I love watching these types of videos because you know it always reveals so much. It always reveals so much. Like these guys don't understand that they're the ones that expose themselves. All we do is put a mirror. That's all we do. That really did though, yeah. You know, that's all we do. Hey, what's up, man? Salute to you, brother. Salute to you. We love Helga. Yeah, we love Helga around here, man. Hey, what's up, Masputo? Nice to see you, man. Nice to see you guys. So yeah, but look, so Johnny right here, this video is a time capsule. Yeah, bro, it is. Because this is 2019, August 31st, 2019. Okay. And this guy is starting up his channel. You know, he's gotten already 1,000 subscribers. But here he's tripping. Like he's really tripping in this video. Like this comment that that this guy wrote. Look at him. He's in his feelings. Let's read what the troll said one more time. Hold on. Look, Johnny wrote it down. He wrote it down. Look, watch.
You guys know I don't usually ever respond to these trolls. But this one needed to be addressed. So I want to address you, Steve. I want to read your comment first. Okay, you said, and it was written all whack, but this is what you were saying.
So he wrote it. He wrote it. He copied it. Like whatever it was, he rewrote it. Like so, he's criticizing how the guy wrote the message. I looked for it. Like I went back and looked for a few videos, but I didn't find that note. I didn't find that comment.
You must be in the Marines to tell war stories, not prison. Prison ain't nothing.
Look, look at his face. Oh man, that face is funny. He's mad. Look, he's mad. The best part is that the Marine was probably a kook or some supply guy with zero. Yeah, no, look, Johnny's been getting like trolled since like years ago. I'm good. Thank you for all right. I'm glad you're good. I'm glad you're good, Helga. Ciao, Stockton. Hey, Stockton. What's up, Nancy Point? Nice to see you, man. We should use a crease as a doormat. Yeah, bro. Straight up. What's up? Hey, what's up, Jay Slaughter? I set my alarm for 9. Hey, man. Yeah, but I started earlier, bro. You know, I'm unpredictable. I apologize. Hey, what's up? Jay Slaughter's in the house. That's right. Jay's late after hours crease. Helga, that's good. Yeah. Let's see. What's this? You should do more of these old art. I have, bro. Like some of my earlier videos or older videos of this guy. But you know, he's been putting out so much newer content that you know we gotta catch that stuff too. You know, if it's fresh, it's fresh. But you know, lately they haven't been acting crazy. They've been on their P's and Q's. So I went back in time into the vault, right, and pulled this beauty out. This is mild criticism. Yeah, exactly, man. This is mild. Look, more than anything, I just want you guys to see how he's changed in the last 7 years, practically. Right? This is who he was 7 years ago, but I don't see too many differences. I just think that because he hadn't been found out, maybe people didn't really trip on these things. But now, if you look back, knowing what we know, now it's like, man, what the fuck was this fool talking about? Right? Let's rehash.
And it was written all whack. But this is what you were saying. You must be in the Marines to tell war stories, not prison. Prison ain't nothing.
No, he's mad. He's mad.
So first of all, you're a very ignorant individual.
Right off the bat, you're a very ignorant individual, man. That's crazy. Like you know, does this fool really understand what ignorant means? You know, we're all ignorant to an extent. Like we don't know it all. You know, there are things that we're ignorant of. You know, I don't know what the weather is like in certain cities of Boston because I've never lived in Boston. You know, I've never experienced weather in Boston, so there's gonna be a bunch of stuff like, and that's just one state, one city, right? Imagine one city. How many cities does each state have? And then there's 50 of them. And then if you go by country, come on, I mean, there's so much we don't know. Like, you know, for him to be all condescending, you're ignorant, man. What a fool. Let me see. Ratas has been a fake. Yeah, man. Ever since, bro. And this video kind of proves it. Ever since he let the 11. No, but see, this is before that, bro. This is before this video right here, Hangman. This is before the 11. Ever since he let the 11 out, yeah, it's been a wrap. But even here, he's a weirdo, like straight up. Even here, you're gonna see. He's keeping that tone real soft and sweet before Leonard, but yeah, to an extent. To an extent. No shit, that's a bunch of yeah. I know there is, but but I don't know. I've never lived there, so I don't know. I don't know how it is. You know what I'm talking about? Just my experience. I would not be able to talk about what it's like in Boston because I've never been there. So this fool is going to be talking about a lot of things that he really can't really be talking about or can have no idea of. Let's continue.
To make that comment, very ignorant. So before I get into it, I want to let you.
Before we continue, as a matter of fact, I'm going to rewind it, but I'm just going to let it play. We're at 1:36. I want you to see, and I want you to count how many times this guy says Now, if you played this video like at a party and you make it a drinking game, by the end of the video, you're gonna be drunk as fuck, like straight up. Like if you took a shot for every time he says throughout this video, you're gonna get drunk. Like and this video is only like 9 minutes. Like it's not that long. All right, right here.
All right, what's cracking, everybody? So,
one
I woke up this morning and
counts 2.
You know, I have the YouTube
3.
regular YouTube app, and then I have the YouTube Studios app or whatever, and that usually shows me the analytics of the videos and all that stuff, right? And it'll show me like the 3 newest comments. And so one of the comments, the most recent one when I opened it up this morning, was by a dude named Steve Bernal, right? And you guys know I don't usually ever
4.
respond to these trolls.
5.
But this one needed to be addressed. So I want to address you, Steve. I want to read your comment first. Okay, you said, and it was written all whack. But this is what you were saying. You must be in the Marines to tell war stories, not prison. Prison ain't nothing. Okay. So first of all, you're a very ignorant individual to make that comment. Very ignorant.
6,
So before
7.
I get into further into it, I want to let you know.
8.
When I was a kid, I wanted to be a Marine.
Okay. So here we have Joker talking about when he was a kid, he wanted to be a Marine. Okay. So we're going to get into this whole thing right now. Yeah, man, if it's a drinking game, we would have already taken 7 shots. You know how much 7 shots is, bro? He's always been put up. Yeah, puras papitas, bro. Let me see. It's hella cold, dude. Hey, Cuba, what's up, Sonny boy? What's up? What's up? Good old Boston, where the N-word is most. Yeah, pretty much, bro. Hey, man, we got to correlate shit. See, I'm glad you're here because you catch these things. Hey, what's up, man? Chilling, man. What's your opinion? Why he uses because it's a clutch. It's a clutch. We all have like vocal clutches, mental clutches that help us transition from one point to another. The thing is that we can overuse them, and that normally means that we haven't really thought about what we're talking about. So for him to use all of these us means that he's making up a lot of it as he goes along. The ums were replaced with the dramatic pause. Yeah, well, yeah, yes, and there still are some ums in there. You're trying to get me drunk. Hey, but look, we like I said, right now I pause them, but it's already been 8 times. You know, Órale, mandito. The A count, yeah, the A is another one. The A, but the is a lot more predominant. The is more predominant. Let's see. Too early in the day to drink for me. Who do you think, John B? I know. You guys, I know that it's early over there, but I'm just saying in general, if you guys were to use this video in like a drinking game, you will be drunk by the end of the video because we've already had 8 shots. Did you watch Happy Days reruns? What time is it over there? 12:26. Okay, I'm 2 hours before you. It's 10:28 over here. I'm an hour ahead of Pacific. Dr. Thomas wanted to be an astronaut when he was a Mr. Tika, so that Vato lacks the ability to think about what he has to say and just makes. No, I think that the majority of times he just freestyles. I think he could take his time. I've seen him take his time. One of the times that I gave him credit was when he did these videos talking about certain cities and he just did like the narrating part. He'd be a good narrator. He'd be a very good narrator, but just talking off the top of his head, no, he's not good. He's dumb. He doesn't have like the ideas. He doesn't put them well together. Okay. Oh wow, it's early over there, Helga. Cuba Frank Hopewell as well. Yeah, what's up, Mike Mordello? Yeah, man. Hey, we're over here, man. Chilling, bro. Nice to see you. Nice to see you, man. Shout out to Mike Mordello, everybody. Mad Dog's in the house. Hey, nice to see you, brother. Thanks so much for stopping by, man, and watching. So we're talking about look how skinny he is, man. Look at his little face, his little glasses, his little beard. He looks more like a librarian. He looks like the lead singer of Linkin Park who passed away, or Kevin Spacey. He looks like a Mexican Kevin Spacey.
When I was 13, I even went to the recruiter's office to get in the Devil Pups program. But because I already had a record, the recruiter told me, hey, you can't be a part of this.
Hey, so the Devil's Pups, I guess that's like mini ROTC, I guess. This is like the first time I really heard of them, and I haven't really gone and checked. Let me check. Devil's Pups. I'm like the Devil's Pups. I guess it's like ROTC, right? Is it like ROTC? Yeah, it's a youth program. Devil's Post is a highly challenging 10-day youth leadership program held at Marine Corps for teenagers 14 to 17. But they told them, hell no. They didn't let Joker jump on because he already had. But you know what I think it was? I think that they probably heard about his playground incident. Have you guys heard about the playground incident with Johnny Villa? He looks like my old high school janitor. Looks like a best. He looks like a Muppet, like a Muppet. So is Lenny. Yeah, let's see. Little White Ferret. Yeah, let's see. Hey, what's up, Firma Tube? Look at the creed. Yeah, so it's infant form. Well, he couldn't get into realize or yeah, not at that, but 14, 15. Devil Posts at San Diego. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I saw you put it Firma Tube. I think by okay, cool. Devil Post is a nickname for Junior Marines. Oh, okay. Damn, that eyebrow sign is crazy. Yeah, don't ask, don't tell. You can. Yeah, so he's think like I'm sure he probably tried to go through the Devil's Pub. Maybe he mentioned it to someone, and then someone just told him, "Nah, fool, you got a record. You shouldn't even try it." And he just didn't do it. I don't think he actually went somewhere. But this fool. See, this fool likes to put tapatio on his tacos too. Let's see. It looks like Millhouse with a shade. Yeah, like Millhouse, bro. Straight up. Hey, what's up, Rampage? Nice to see you, man. He's a devil. All right, yeah. So so the recruiter, hey, thank you. Yeah, that's right. Hey, so the recruiter told them, nah, hell no, you got a record. But hey, have you guys heard about the schoolyard incident with Johnny? Does anybody remember what Johnny did at the schoolyard? Where's the Vatos gold chain at? I don't know, bro. You hadn't bought him yet. I'm thirsty. Happy Thursday, Chad. Okay. All right, Mary. Well, good to know. Hey, salute to you, brother. Salute to you. Leonard got sexually transmitted lazy eye from Joe. He looks like he just walked out from the parole board. Yeah, well, this was like 2 years after he got out. So he hadn't changed very much. So Joker, when he was a kid, and he said it like I would have to look for it, but I saw it, and I'm not gonna look for it right now. To be honest with you, we're gonna continue watching this video. But if you guys really want to go and look, there is a video where Joker is talking to Skittles about how when he was a kid, he shit he shit in his hand, and he took that shit and wiped it all over the playground, and that he just waited around for like the kids to come out and to see their reaction to just shit all over the place. Like he smeared everything with his own feces. That's who this guy is. Just so you guys know. And I know the video's out there. I'm gonna look for it. Right now, don't take my word for it. Don't take my word for it, but it's out there. There's a video out there where he basically admits to that shit. Oh, really? Yeah, it is gross. It's gross. But he did that shit. He did that shit. Nasty ass fool. Yeah, that for this guy. So that's the thing about Johnny is that when he can't get his way, he shits on everything. Straight up. Straight up. Hey, what's up, Machete? What's up, Machete? Hey, what's up, Levi? Nice to see you, man. We're chilling, bro. We're chilling. We're over here talking about this guy, man. I know it's sick, but he did that. There is a video. What makes the story more fucked up is that he was 17 years old when that happened. Nah, he was still a kid, bro, but it was nasty. How you doing? I'm chilling, bro. Chilling. We're over here reacting to this video. Okay. All right. Let's continue. Let's continue. I'll continue with the chats because I gotta go into the other screen. Let's continue.
Which I found out later, way later, when it was way too late, that was a lie. That recruiter should never did that. But anyways, I wanted to be a part of that. My stepson is a Marine.
Okay, so I want you guys to listen to this. All right. So he's talking about his stepson. Now, I know that there are stepfathers, and stepmothers that really take the role on, and they really become the father, the mother that the child is missing, right, in their life. Like they really do bring the best out of these kids, and these kids are able to recognize that this person is really acting as a father or whatever, right? Now, we all know that this character right here always talks shit about his baby mama. Okay? Always talks shit about his baby mama. Always. Whenever he gets a chance to, to dig at her a little bit, he will. But look at how he's talking about his stepson. So this is someone, yeah, he maybe his stepson, but it's not his blood, right? It's not his actual son. But listen to how he uses his stepson, sort of like, what is it when they call it, like false glory, or what is it, where they, or what is it, there's a term, something glory, but it's when you take like military garb and you act as though you were stolen valor or something. I forget. If you guys know what I'm talking about, put it in the chat.
Is a Marine. Um, he was in the battles of Fallujah and Ramadi. If you are a Marine, Steve, since you're talking about Marines, if you are a Marine or you were a Marine, then you know those are the two worst battles that the United States has fought since Vietnam.
All right. So look, so he just stolen valor, I believe it's called. But let me see. Yeah, stolen valor. There you go. Yeah, stolen valor. Stolen valor. Exactly. Look at the. Okay, let me go back here. Let me go back here. Let me just catch up. Let's see. Mike, you got Johnny Delta's vest right now. His covers are being pulled from. Yeah, different fronts, bro. Different fronts. Respects to you, Mike. That's right. He was committing felonies on the playground, straight up as a kid, man. Training for getting his hooper pooper ready for the shit. Johnny Cacas, straight up, Johnny Cacas. Yeah, I'm gonna look for that video, but he's talking about it with Skittles. Yeah, yeah, good new music by Little White Ferret, Sonny Boy. That's right. Let's see. There's a direct correlation between the beard dye and the ego. Oh, definitely, most definitely. Okay, G Slaughter. Let's see. This is when the level did the last one. Yeah. Oh man. Oh man. Look at the background. It's a closet door. I think it's his bedroom doors. I think one is like a closet. I'm not sure, bro. But I know he's painted them. Now they're like gray and white. Okay, let me see. Yeah, Stolen Valor. That's right. So Stolen Valor. I see everybody put Stolen Valor. Yeah, Valor, Sunny. Okay, very good. Stolen Valor. Yeah, Stolen Valor. That's correct. And then right here it says he rolled his own shit to deter younger kids from beating up on him. I don't believe that either. Okay. Hi, Helga. Good. Yeah, Stolen Valor. That's what it is. Correct. It's Spanish. I say, don't. His stepson. Look, I never had a stepson. He never talked about a stepson. If you had a stepson, how long has it been a stepson? Yeah, yeah, yeah. But look, he's going to use his stepsons, and we don't even know if his stepson was actually in those battles. We'll take Johnny Rata's word for it that he was in those two particular battles. But that's his stepson. It wasn't him. It's not you, Johnny. Like, why are you flexing off of that shit? Most intense battles in history until they were outshined by his recent TikTok. Johnny Cacas. Let me see. I think this is when the learn how to speak low. Yeah, not to wake up his honey. Pretty much. If he already had Skittles in the class, no, Skittles wasn't a factor at this moment. Frank, whatever room he's in, he's always in the closet. Yeah, pretty much. Call of Duty's battles, and let's see. Looks like Johnny wasn't using just for rats back in the day. Yeah, he wasn't, bro. This is when he was still humble Johnny. Like it would take a few years because this is 2019. I think he met Skittles around 2022, like 2 years after this, like 2 or 3 years after this. Helga wasn't dating Skittles. Yeah, he wasn't with Skittles yet. All right, so let's continue.
Okay. Um, I respect Marines. I respect what they do. I know out of all the branches that we have, they're the hardest ones. Um, and with that said,
Okay. And with that said, basically means but. So you just heard him say, right? Oh yeah, the Marines are one of the hardest. They're the hardest branch. They're this and that. We know what they do. So he supposedly propped them up, right? But this, with that being said, what it basically means is, but not as down as prisoners. That's basically what he's gonna say. Okay, I know you guys, some of you have already seen the video that I put out. We're reacting to this just because I want you guys to see where this guy's mind has always been at. His stepon is about as real as Skittles wanted to be a Marine too. Man, they all of them, bro, all of them. But they weren't ready. He wasn't under. Nah, not yet. He wasn't under Skittles yet. Joker wasn't Skittles getting back. Nah, not yet. This was not. This was pre. You only had to stepson for 1 month. Yeah, exactly, bro. That I didn't want to say it that crudely or rudely, but that's basically right. He had a couple of 12s in the joint, though. Yeah. Let's see. The Marines are literally part of the Navy. Yeah. Well, yeah, he didn't talk about it, but all funded by the deal. Yeah. His stepson was about to put hands on him when he broke up and put. Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know, bro. I kind of heard something like that, but I'm not. I can't say that I know that's true, right? Rumors are rumors. But let's continue.
I need to. Uh,
All right, just so if we're keeping count, he already said like 3 times. So he's at 9. He's at like what? He's at 11 now. So he's at 11. That would have been 11 shots.
I need to address your ignorance and make sure that you understand, and that any viewer, any subscriber, or any viewer watching this video understands.
Okay, so he wants all of us to understand what he's about to say. He wants all of us to. You heard him. Let's repeat. Let's listen to him. This is him like at his most profound.
I need to. I need to address your ignorance and make sure that you understand, and that any viewer, any subscriber, or any viewer watching this video understands. There's a huge difference, and you
That's 10. That's 12.
cannot talk about the Marines and compare them to prison.
Okay, he said again, so that would have been 13. Okay, so I want you guys to hear what he just said right now. Okay, he's saying it. Okay, he's saying you cannot compare Marines to prisoners. And then he goes off and does exactly that. But let's listen to his own words.
Understands. There's a huge difference, and you cannot talk about the Marines and compare them to prison. Now, throughout
Okay, you heard that, right? So he already told us you can't compare it.
history, you can go back to the European medieval times. You can go into Mesoamerica 500 years ago. Whatever.
That was number 14.
Throughout history, armies use the weaponry that they have.
Okay. So his whole point right here is that no matter what time in history, the weapons that were used were the ones that they had to use at that time. Okay, so how this correlates to everything else, I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you because I kind of like when I watched this video and I got to this part, I was like, okay, but what's your point with this? Because right here, he's basically saying, okay, because he's gonna make a comparison, and we're gonna hear it. But basically, he's putting his whole argument on the fact that war should not be determined by the weapons that are being used. Okay, that's I think is like the central theme to the argument he's going to make. Because he's going to go into the fact that, and he just said it right now, like depending on whether it was Mesoamerica 500 years ago, whether it was Europe, back, or whether it was back in the medieval times and the Crusades, whatever. He's like, everybody used the weapons that they had to use. So he's making his whole argument of how war or being a Marine is the same as being a prisoner based on weaponry. Okay, I want you guys to hear it one more time, just so that you see what it is. That's what it is. Now, if you have a different opinion to this, go ahead and put it on the chat. But once you hear it, and then when we listen to everything else he says, you will understand that this is probably what he's talking about. He's trying to correlate war or the definition of war on the use of weapons. I mean, a killer can use a weapon, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the killer is in the war, right? So I think his argument is flawed, but I want you to hear it one more time.
To prison. Now, throughout history, you can go back to the European medieval times. You can go into Mesoamerica 500 years ago. Whatever, throughout history, armies use the weaponry that they have.
See, armies use the weaponry that they have. That's his point. And I think that he screwed up by using that as a point. And we're going to talk about it. Okay, but let me just go to some of the chats that let me go back, guys. I'll be on here for a while. Now, if ET gets on, let me know, please. They call them Crease. All right. We're like 11 shots in, Frankie. Yeah, man. We're like 13 now. He has the American Cholo Sports. Yeah, that's funny. Yes, the American. Oh, man. Hey, that was a good one. That's a good one, bro. He's taking a lot. Yeah, man. He's taking like 13 shots by now. He uses to sit on a small. Yeah, no. Yeah, bro. Yeah, exactly. This was the rough start. This is like me right now being in the washroom. He's actually correct there. Okay. Novata didn't even have regular chairs at the. Yeah, nah, not yet. He was still struggling. Joker's original channel was called American. The 11 is honestly just man. So his marriage was just, well, see, Helga, here, in the States, you're going to see that there are what's called pen pals. Okay, when you have pen pals, things happen. All right, very good, very good. Look for the word pen pal. Pen as in the pen, like writing pen. And pal, P-A-L as in friend, pen pal. Okay, prison pen pals. Okay, tried to, for the parole board. Exactly. There's a lot of things. A cover. Yeah, it's a cover somehow. Helga, he never liked the woman he was with. He was always uncomfortable. Yeah. How can the people from the board not book, right? Well, basically, one time the vato was like, we call this sign a torta. Okay, that's crazy. They're so brainwashed on their poison education. Yeah. Good question. They can't speak Spanish. What an idiot. Yeah, pretty much. His marriage wasn't even legal because he was already married to. Let's see. Rumors have it he hates his Hina being really big and made her run laps and banned her from eating. Yeah, wow. Okay. Well, I don't know about all that, bro, but I did hear some rumors, but like I said, rumors are rumors. It's not unless the person is willing to come out. Hint, 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 hint. Unless the person was willing to come out and be interviewed by the ladies of Exposed Tube, we're not gonna ever know for sure. That would be cool. Let's see. He's not even. Yeah, he's mixed. He's mixed, little white fur. He's mixed. I do believe war has many forms, but he's still full of shit. Yeah, well, yeah, of course. Facts. Let's see. Yeah, he has so much Mexican DNA inside of him. He thinks he's that's yeah, nasty. In the crease, all up in the crease. Bullpen pals. I know what a pen pal is. Some of the inmates, yeah, but yeah. So, but pen pals do a lot of things. Like they can run a lot of things for you. That's the thing. And I think that she was one of his runners. So he felt obligated some kind of way to where he needed to make it official because she was probably running things for him. War has many forms. Take the screenshot you're looking at now. That's what it looks like when you're in a war with that. He's at war with himself. Like honestly, he is in the battle with himself. All right. So yeah, so we already heard him take stolen valor off of his stepson's participation.
Talk about the Marines and compare them to prison. Now, throughout history, you can go back to the European medieval times. You can go into Mesoamerica 500 years ago. Whatever, throughout history, armies use the weaponry that they have. They're still armies. They're still fighting battles, right? The Marines study all the wars of history, right? Learn strategy from that. Prison is a planet.
Okay, so right now he didn't say a whole lot, to be honest with you. Like what he said was that the Marines, but I think in general, just like any armed force in whatever country, will study the battle tactics of armies in the past, especially the more successful armies, right? I mean, that's why we still have people studying like the Roman Empire and how they conquered. You still have people studying Genghis Khan and how he went about and conquered. I think he got comfortable on YouTube. You can tell by the way he speaks and what he conveys his thoughts. Yeah. But here he was still very careful. Right now he was still kind of scared of not saying too much. No, sir, his face is so wide now. You can't. Yeah, bro. But that's the alcohol. Let's see. Let's continue. The hairline. Yeah, they didn't study. Okay. Pre-colonial. Yeah, yeah. Crazy how that black slingshot is still it's still pulling active duty, bro. Straight up. My cats are watching cat TV. He has put on a lot of weight, all of those. Yeah. All right. So let's continue, guys. So yeah, so he's about to tell us, okay, why prisoners are more hardcore than Marines.
On its own. They're on the earth with us, but they're completely
listen to this.
They're on the earth all on its own.
Hold on.
Prison is a planet all on its own.
Okay. Prison is a planet all on its own. But listen to this next part.
They're on the earth with us, but they're completely separate.
So he thought that because he said prison is a planet of its own, that people were going to literally think like, wow, they're on another planet. So he had to come back and explain it so we understood that no, what he meant was that, it was a figure of speech.
They're still fighting battles, right? The Marines study all those on its own.
Hold on. Let's listen.
There is a planet all on its own. They're on the earth with us, but they're completely separate.
They're on the earth with us. Oh man, that cracked me up. When I heard that, that cracked me up. Sorry about that, but I needed to hear that. Yeah, Helga. Let's see. He left YouTube, fame, money, and alcohol destroy his pre. Yeah, man, and I don't ever want that to ever happen to me. I'm surprised he's still it's holding itself together. That tank top is crazy. But they study main battles at an officer level. I don't know, bro. He got rid of the American Troll Sports Watch because he was too square. Let's see. This dude is deterred. Yeah, man. So let's continue listening to this guy. It's crazy, huh?
Their society is separate from this society.
Okay, all right. So that's what you meant. Okay, all right. Let's continue.
The rules of that society are different,
No shit.
but they're still armies.
Okay, but there's still armies. What are still armies, Joker? I mean, because you haven't really elaborated that part. I mean, I know what you're saying. You're talking about the different factions in prison. They all act as armies. I understand that. Okay, so this is where he's tying in everything. And this is where he's going to make it seem as though the Marines ain't really about shit. And that's basically what he says.
And they still go to war. And they use the weapons that they have at their disposal.
So there he goes again with the weapons that they have at their disposal. He's talking about Shanks, obviously. But I mean, he's got his whole argument tied up around the weapons that they use at there. No, Joker, that's not it. I mean, if you're going to compare it to war, you're going to compare it to the fact that at the time when there is some kind of prison melee or whatever it is, you got to ride with your side. I mean, you just got to be there. You have to ride. I mean, that's the whole point. Now, if you don't ride, obviously that's going to be consequences for you. But yeah, I mean, you're just talking too much, bro.
Um, you know, it irritates me to hear that because every one of us that been in the joint, you know,
Hold on.
you know, their disposal. Um, you know, it irritates me to hear that because every one of us that been in the joint, just about every one of us, especially if you've been on level 4, you've seen friends of yours fucking killed by the cops. Or another way, right?
Or another way. Okay, so killed by the cops or another way. All right, so man, look, I was not on the level 4, so I'm not going to try to pretend as though I know what it is to be in that situation, right? But I have heard and I have talked to enough people to know, even behind bars, people that had been for many years in the shoe, but are lifers and were able to work their points down to where, now they were being housed somewhere more friendly for them. But when you spoke to them and they talked to you, I mean, there's always been a bunch of bullshit. There's always been a bunch of bullshit in regards to, how you're treated inside the prison. But, all of this, you bring it upon yourself. I mean, Joker here is talking as though, going to prison is equal to serving in the armed forces. And there's nothing further from the truth. Nobody wants to be in prison, Joker. Nobody. I don't know why you think that acting as though it's cool and acting as though there are people that want to actively be locked up. That's not true. That's not true. Okay, so all of this that you're about to say, like making it seem as though, these are righteous warriors and their lives are equal to those that put their lives on the line for their country. Look, I'm not going to say that lives aren't the same. To me, all lives are priceless. Okay, but to try to say that you getting killed while you're locked up for fucking politicking, which is usually the only reason why, or unless you burned someone or you owed money or something, or you disrespected someone that you weren't supposed to disrespect. All of those things could happen. No, but other than that, you're not going to get caught up in a situation like this unless you're asking for it. unless you want to be a part of it and you want to be messy and you want to be doing these things. And then when the shit hits the fan, you have enough information to where you can go lock it up, you know? But let's listen to this guy.
The loss of that soldier was no different than the loss of a soldier from any fucking army or any military. And you respect that loss, period. And what I would say is, I'm not trying to lessen what the Marines do in any way. Like I said, I respect them. But you need to understand, when you make a statement like that, that when the Marines are sent into an area, they've got the Navy offshore somewhere ready to fire off Tomahawks. They've got fighter jets to cover them. They've got tanks. They've got so much shit to help them. When an army inside the fucking prison walls decides to go to war, they got a fucking knife. And they know in those towers, it's probably a racist ass cop with a hunting rifle that's going to start blowing motherfuckers away. And they still don't hesitate with their fucking knife to go out there and go to war.
All right. So, see, this is okay. Look, so I don't want to, I'm going to tread carefully in how I'm going to say this. Okay. First and foremost, shout out to everybody that's done time, that's doing time, that got caught up, you know, that maybe there were dimes dropped on you, you know. Unfortunately, things like that happen when we decide to be a part of this type of lifestyle. You know, we all know that anything can happen, anyone can be touched, anyone can be ratted on. Unfortunately, you know, no one's exempt. And we've seen it time and time again. Now, my problem with what Joker's talking about right here is that he makes it seem as though we should have the same level of reverence to someone that died in prison going to war. Okay, and we're going to talk about that a little bit. And holding them to the same esteem as someone that, you know, went to war, like, you know, like a real war. You know, when we're talking about war, we're talking about, like, you know, tanks, armament, you know, machine guns, drones, to an actual prison melee. Now, what bothers me about this is the fact that the only reason why you're fighting wars inside of prison is for power moves, is because of drug trade, because of business. I mean, there's nothing honorable really in what you normally fight for in prison. Like, I mean, even if it's, I'll give you guys an example. Like the one time that I was in prison, that I was involved in a riot, was because, you know, the guys from the north, they wanted, their numbers were up, our numbers were down, and they saw it as a moment in which they can take the yard for themselves, right? I mean, anybody would do it. Like, I don't blame them. I mean, that happens all the time. If you outnumber the others and you can just claim the whole yard, why not do it, right? So that's exactly what they did. Okay. But I mean, under those circumstances, you can still find somewhat honor in fighting that fight. But a lot of riots and a lot of other things happen over bad business deals, over bad drug decisions. Someone got burned, someone felt disrespected. And because one or two people were disrespected, they move everybody. You know what I mean? And that's the type of thing that Johnny was involved in. You know, he was involved in all of that drama. He wanted to make a name for himself. He wanted to act as though he was tough, as though he could really put, you know, do what he was being asked of. My phone cringed so hard around about Doogie House Dubs, yeah. Wait, wasn't he a Sureño there? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. So now they're also victims. Yeah, they're victims, bro. Okay, let's see. Please make the vision make sense. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Johnny Percent. May he have suffered the fate of Joker's least. All right, so let me just get through these. All right, so basically, that's what Johnny's comparing them, but he's gonna make it seem though as though it's even harder to be behind bars, as though it's even more honorable, like just the way that he explains it. And that's what my problem with this was, because you know, imagine you having people in your family who have served, or you know, you have a nephew or whatever that has to be shipped off, and you hear this guy that chose to live, you know, as an outlaw, as a criminal, tell you that the lives of those in prison are of equal value as that of your son or your daughter or your father or whoever it was that passed away on a battlefield. I mean, death is death, right? And no one is better than anybody. But there's a difference, obviously, right? Because if you choose to put on a uniform because you want to represent your country, you know, whether I agree with those ideals or not, the reality is that most people that do that is because they do believe that they can make a difference. They do believe that by putting themselves at harm's way, you know, putting their lives on the line, that they can protect their families, that they can protect their communities. Hey, man, you know, who am I to tell them that's not true, right? Who am I to dissuade them from that? I'm pretty sure other people have already tried to dissuade them, but they felt it so strongly in their heart to commit to such a principle, to such a decision, that they ended up joining the armed forces, and that's it. You know, but this guy talks about it as though all of those prisoners are equal or even higher in valor than those that are in the armed forces. Well, you're going to hear it.
So to say that prison ain't shit, I really would like to cuss you out, right? That shit irritates me.
I really would like to cuss you out. Like, look how kind he is, how considerate he is. I really would like to cuss you out. Let's hear that again. And look at him. This is not today's Joker.
To go out there and go to war. So to say that prison ain't shit, I really would like to cuss you out, right? That shit irritates me.
All right, so he's already said 17 ums by this point.
There's dudes in there right now that there could be something going on right now. These guys are not hesitating. I don't condone it. I'm not glamorizing it, but I'm telling you, do not lessen what the fuck they're going through.
All right, so this guy did not lessen nothing. Okay, if you guys heard what John you read at the beginning of this, the guy basically told him, okay, you can't talk about war stories, or you shouldn't be calling them war stories because you've never been in the armed forces. He used the Marines, but I think he meant the armed forces in general. Okay, now what Johnny's talking about is like, oh, you're making the prisoners turn out to be less than. No, man, he never mentioned that. What he said was, don't talk about war stories if you've never been in war. You know, he saw it from the point of view of war being the traditional sense of the word, where two countries are going at it, unless it's a civil war. Okay, it's not what you're talking about, John. So he didn't disrespect anyone. You're the one that did not understand it, took it wrong, because you cannot be told that you're wrong.
Because what they go through is real. When they see their camarada fucking killed, however they die, that shit's real. It's a fucking soldier dead on a battlefield, just like any other.
It's not just like any other, man, because once again, Johnny, you did not choose to go to prison. Prison, you got caught up, just like everybody else. And although sometimes while you're there, you want to make the most of it or you want to raise your hand for things, no, the reality is that no matter what you do, you're stuck.
I would also like to tell you that PTSD is real in prison.
All right, sorry about that. Let me go ahead and I'm gonna play this. Let me turn the volume down. We'll play this to skip it. So he's talking about PTSD, and there's nothing for me to prove or to demonstrate what my beliefs are, but I believe that that's probably something that he signed up for, and that's probably what's keeping him afloat, paying the bills and paying for his apartment. I think he's getting government assistance, especially after debriefing. But that's just an opinion.
Shoe syndrome, because what they go through is real. When they see their camarada fucking killed, however they die, that shit's real. It's a fucking soldier dead on a battlefield, just like any other. I would also like to tell you that PTSD is real in prison. They did a thing in the LA Times magazine probably 15 years ago called shoe syndrome. It's a righteous diagnosis. I personally know a guy. Anybody that's watching this that's in the Marines, you know what this is. He's a master guns. Okay. He's a tier one. He was a tier one operator, special forces, force recon. He was all over Iraq, all over Afghanistan. He was in Grenada. He was doing it for that fucking long. Got out of the service. He was in a bar in Sacramento. Somebody made some comments about killing American babies. He happened to be a Middle Easterner. And this guy socked him. He fell down and fucking died.
All right. So all of this is, just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. But basically what he's saying is, oh, well, let's listen to this because I do want to make a point out of this because he's trying to make it seem as though being a prisoner is harder than being a fucking soldier.
And this dude had almost 30 years of service in the military, went to prison, was eventually pardoned by Schwarzenegger. And when I spoke to him, he said,
and when I spoke to him, so, this is Johnny full of himself.
You know what? I was in the military and I was in prison, and I can tell you that the stress that inmates are under is way fucking harsher than the stress that a soldier's under. And his dude was a tier one operator, special forces.
All right. So you see what he just did there? Basically, being a prisoner, is much harder, is much more stressful, it's much more demanding than being in combat. Okay, that's what he's saying. Okay, let's see. Like I mentioned earlier, bro, it's Memorial Day weekend. I have buried too many homies. Yeah, man. Sorry to hear that, bro. But my condolences to you, bro. He was in prison because he had to be. I choose. Yeah, he had to be. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's right. Rest in peace. It wasn't a political move, bro. It just sucked. I understand. Truly sorry. Fuck John. Yeah, man. Straight up. Let's see, Elga. I have to take care of some things. Okay. See you next time. Yes, backtrack, please. Thank you. Okay. Soldier can't get out of war by dropping shakes and telling that. Yeah, you can't, bro. You can't do that. You can't get out of war like that. Please don't disregard. Okay. Yeah, he didn't sign a contract to go to prison. He that's him facing his consequences. Let me see. Matter of fact, here he grabbed someone's piece and did. Matter of fact, out of fear, he grabbed someone's piece and did what he did to him. Yeah, exactly. Out of fear, and out of sense of trying to prove himself. Okay, let me see. I'm just this kind of okay. Yeah, I know. It's disgusting. Whatever battlefield you were on, you defected. Yeah, that's true. He's lying, total liar. Special forces. Yeah. Everyone. Yeah. Okay. So let's continue.
When you go to the military, you do a tour for 6 months, and then you get to go home and decompress. When you get arrested for a fucking crime, when they put them handcuffs on you, you're never not on guard.
All right, so see, this is the stupidest comment by far because he's talking about, oh, you go on tour for 6 months as though you aren't at risk of facing heavy gunfire, bombs, booby traps, you know, guerrilla warfare, depending on where you're deployed, and you not being at risk of, yeah, losing your life is one, but you can also come back without limbs, you know, or stepping on a mine. You know, those 6 months that you go on tour for 6 months because anything can happen in 6 months of battle. You know, this fool makes it seem like just because the word is tour that it's like a fucking tour to go to a beach or something, you know, to go on tour like a vacation package. No, a tour means going to battle. A tour means putting yourself out there at risk of being killed. So when he said this is kind of what pissed me off. I'm like, man, does this fool really understand what he's saying? Like he wants his people, he wants his viewers at that time to believe that was real, that it truly was harder to be a prisoner than to be someone in the armed forces in battle, during battle. That's crazy.
You're constantly on guard because you never know what your enemy is plotting. You only know what you know, but you don't know what they're going to do. You don't know what they got planned. And the way prison is, I don't like talking about prison, but the way prison is, no matter how solid you are, you don't know if your fucking cell is losing his mind. So even as you sleep, you're on guard. You're listening. Is there a change?
Come on, Joker. I mean, you think that this doesn't happen in the barracks? You think this doesn't happen when you go on tour, when you get deployed, that you are sometimes paired with some crazy ass fool? I mean, this is not just something that only happens in prison. I mean, this could happen anywhere. This could happen if you share a dorm with someone at the university. You know, anyone that you let close to you in such proximity, in such a vulnerable state as sleep, can take advantage, can do whatever. But, you know, come on, man. See, all of these like false equivalencies are what pisses me off about this guy. But let's continue.
In your Sally's fucking program because he might be going crazy. You never know. I've seen that shit happen. Motherfucker go crazy in the middle of the night and try to kill his Sally, and there's blood everywhere. So
and you know, one more thing that pisses me off about Joker, and ET said it earlier, is that he makes it seem as though you're at risk of going to battle every single fucking day you're locked up. That's not true. I mean, there's a lot of days where you're just doing your own thing. You're just programming. You know, whether it's that you're in the shoe, so you got to be locked up. You go to the yard whenever they take you. You know, you eat your meals, whatever. You shower. You could be that way for like 3, 4, 5 months before anything happens. You know, this fool makes it seem as though every other day there's something going on. Every other day, and no, bro, it's not the same. Now in war, that's exactly what happens in war. You know, is that every other day something pops off, whether it's an actual skirmish or battle, or it could be a political decision. I mean, you know, you got to be on top of everything that's going on while you're at war. It's not the same. You're absolutely right, but don't make it seem as though a prisoner is in much higher regard than someone who was trained to be a soldier.
just keep that shit in mind. Anybody thinking that fucking prison wars is less than any other fucking war is bullshit. They're using the weaponry they have, and it's real fucking armies going at it.
You see, he once again they're using the weaponry that they had. It's still not the same thing. I mean, it's not the same thing. And this fool acts as though the gunner is just going to indiscriminately shoot everywhere. I mean, there have been cases in which they shoot at people that maybe weren't really doing anything, but at the, everybody knows that if you're in a riot and you don't stop, you might get shot. Everybody knows. So, I mean, this will makes it seem as though, wow, this is all, stuff that it's unpredictable and we have, no, bro, it is predictable. Well, especially if you're constantly raising your hand to be a part of something that you obviously weren't able to keep up with, Joker.
The difference is they're going against a rival, and you have a third party in the towers with hunting rifles, shooting and killing people.
No, you hear that? He makes it seem as though while there's a riot, the cops are just shooting down, like they're just raining bullets down on whatever. I mean, that's like the last resort, someone has to be getting really, really hurt for them to start like drawing weapons. There has to be like straight up carnage for that to happen. And it's not always like that.
On either side of that fucking battle. And both sides know I ain't stopping until they stop. Fuck them guns.
Well, you see how tough he wants to sound right here? Well, fuck them guns. You're going to stop until we stop. It doesn't matter if the guns are there. Man, you can say that right now. You can say that from the comfort of your own home in front of your little camera. I think you were still using your phone at this time. I think you hadn't invested money in getting a computer or whatever. But man, come on. See, and this is Johnny Rata's 101. This is who he is. He continues to be this way. It's just that here he was more soft spoken. Here he was a little more afraid of coming out and saying all of the shit that he had said. But he was feeling it. Look how he got over a comment that he needed to make a video and just plain disrespect the military and the families of those that serve. All to make a point to not be considered a joke or a has been because someone said don't speak on war stories if you've never even been to war. All you have been is to prison. He felt it. He felt like they put a dent in his whole facade.
So uh, that's all I have to say to that. And straight up, Steve, you get back on here and you say anything stupid, I'm gonna just block you. Straight up. I do that to trolls on this channel, but that shit right there, there's dudes in the pen right now that are going through shit, and for you to say prison ain't shit, man, you're a clown. Straight up.
That fool got so mad. He got so upset because someone told him that being in prison, like he shouldn't be talking about war stories. Let me stop sharing this. If if you weren't in prison, like that got him so mad that he had to respond. Give me a second, guys. Let me go ahead and put myself up here. Um, let me see. Let me see. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? Ah, here we go. All right. So yeah, so that fool got so hot that he had to make a video. Um, to make us all believe that being a prisoner in the shoe and being in battle in prison is much more demanding than to be out in the battlefield. And I think that's all bullshit. It's all bullshit, man. Man, I can't believe this guy. But this is the guy that puts out that's involved in $1 million moves. Joker was smearing. Yeah, man, I gotta find that video. If I find it, we're gonna break it down. But he does speak on it in a live where he said that he did that. He took his feces and rubbed it down on the whole yard and waited to see what the kids' reaction would be. That's some sick shit. This is when his Hina would know on the door would and tell to keep it down because she was trying to. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's kind of fucked up. Oh well. Saudi prison and military are totally different. Just because we were in different countries doesn't mean we were enemies. We did what we did through the choices. Yeah. It's not the same thing. Okay, let's see. Dude, Sion. Yeah. Let's see. Hey, what's up, brother? The Irrelevant. What happened to the soft spoken version of Dubs? Dub switched personas. Yeah, man. It was bad influences. Bad influences. We see Operation Mini 14s. Yeah, man. Frank, he was using his phone or his I think so, bro. I think so. This dude's a okay. This dude's a I don't know what that is. The Irrelevant when he grew some bees. Yeah, man. Is a weenie. Yeah, he's a weenie. Definitely. Gotta ask, bro. Let me see. So, Dan, I made a whole video over a comment. Imagine all the Yeah, but he felt he needed to answer that one because someone said, "Don't talk about war stories." You know, prisoners cannot talk about war stories if you've never been to war. I mean, it was kind of a trollish thing to say, but not enough to get all in your feelings to put out a video. What is the disrespect towards CMC? Yeah, it's just it's like dumb ideas and narratives that these guys put out. There's really nothing wrong with CMC. The thing is that it's a yard where you can program. It doesn't have shit popping off. And when um, Chill was there, I mean, it was he didn't obviously he wasn't getting in trouble. And not everybody wants to get in trouble. Not everybody wants to raise their hand to do some bullshit. Let me see. CMC, yeah. Johnny Rata's ex-wife left him for me. She don't want to be with him. Ah man, I don't know. I don't want to talk about that. I would like to get an interview with her. That would be cool because I think it is important to shed a light on how this fool was or how he is behind closed doors. I think he's an asshole. Like look at Skittles and the way he treats women. Imagine behind closed doors. I wouldn't want to imagine that shit to be honest. Eskimo Brothers. Frank, you're an intelligent man. Where do you see Joker at in 5 years? The thing is that like I really can't predict what other people are gonna do because I don't know. Like I don't know if he ends up making some good decisions, right? Some better decisions that'll like get him out of the path that he's on. But if he continues how he's going now, I see him having a lot of health complications. And that obviously will affect everything else. Gotcha. See, that fool Dubs had the psyche of a 7-year-old boy. Yeah, man. It was weird, bro. It really was a weird video. I'm surprised I found it, to be honest. It's one of his earliest videos. People have died needlessly in war. Criminals get put together. Yeah, exactly. There's no comparison. There is no comparison. Yeah, so I just wanted to watch that video with you guys just to show you, man. So Joker's been lying. He's been just fucking putting bullshit content out for the longest time. But I think that people really thought that he was a calm individual, that he had changed his ways, that he was a serious, more mature guy. And that's why people tuned in. I know that that's why I tuned in. I didn't watch every single video, I didn't watch every single live, but I did feel that it was pretty good content too. Like I didn't see this video. Like this is the first time I saw this video that I shared with you guys. But had I seen this video back in those days, it would have made me ask myself, like, is this guy really like is he honest? Is he honest or is he playing a role? That's how I would have taken it. Literally made a video talking about yeah, I heard about that too. Okay, housing a tent in the alley. I miss those dudes trying to crash. I was not gonna lie, those were but the whole point of what we're doing is to end all of that shit. Let them crash out somewhere else. Let them go on some other platform. But we'll probably go there and air them out anyway. He laughed and said it was her fault. Yeah, bro. You see, crazy. Suicidal. He's friends with that red-haired guy whose beetle is okay. I don't know. It's very possible, and I think his health is definitely worse. Yeah, his health is really bad, and I think it's only going to get worse if he doesn't stop drinking. But like he always says, right? I'm a 50-year-old man. If I want to drink, I'm going to drink. All right. So let him do what he's going to do. Okay, guys. Well, hey, thank you guys for jumping on, for being with me. Thank you so much. I'm going to cut it short. Yeah, I just wanted to react to that video. Wanted you guys to see it. That was back in 2019, August 31st, 2019. Yeah. Thank you so much for jumping on, guys. Thank you so much for being here. We will continue. We won't stop. I might drop a video tomorrow. I'm thinking if I go live again, it'll probably be till Saturday. But until then, I hope you guys have a great rest of the week, a great evening. And like I always say, until next time, peace.